How money works.
What is financial education?
Money mindset.
Money and emotions.
Find out from our mindset financial coach today on the right approach to financial education, Mr. Ahmed Abdullah, financial coach.
Yes.
Hello.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
The Wise. Together we rise
Rise
with
with the wise.
Nice.
Wisdom is the key to thrive.
And knowledge to share.
Rise with the wise.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode. Today together we
We'll rise with the wise.
Rise with the wise.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes, thank you.
Adnan, and our special invitee today,
Mr. Ahmed.
Mr.
Welcome.
Ahmed Abdullah.
Thank
welcome,
you.
welcome,
Thank you.
Ahmed.
Yes.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us today.
Thank you for your time and thank you for being here today. Veronica, money isn't everything, but it surely affects everything. For who doesn't know, Mr. Ahmed here, he's a money coach.
Money coach?
Money coach.
Yes, it's a money
Can
coach.
we actually call him a billionaire coach? So we kind of target as high as we can. Ahmed, would you accept to be a billionaire coach today for us?
Well, I think it's a metaphor, but well, why not?
I think you're exaggerating with the word billionaire.
I think, yeah, billionaire I think might be too much, but I would just say financial education. I'll just focus on financial education. you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Because
Money mindset, financial education, stuff like that.
Perfect. Ladies and gents, indeed, today we're gonna focus on financial education. And Mr. Ahmed Abdullah, let's start from the roots. We know you from certain environments and we know you besides being recently a financial educator, you're a dancer, you're a TOASTMASTer, you're a public speaker, you are a coach, you are an entrepreneur, right?
Life
Yep.
coach.
Right, right.
Money coach.
And recently,
Yes.
not that recently, you're gonna celebrate financial educator club that you founded, a CASHFLOW club in Dubai. So let us dive straight away into the money, I would call it.
Let's get into business.
Let's get to the business.
Get to business right away. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Tell us, let's start from the basic. What is financial education?
Well, first of all, before I talk about financial education, I just want to take a step back and talk about why did I actually get into financial education in the first place. I think for me, it came from a place of pain. That pain comes from the lack of financial education. I remember when I was growing up, we never used to talk about money. Money was not
It was like
something...
a taboo topic.
I wouldn't even say taboo. It was something that was just not spoken about. I don't know why. Because I don't remember when I was a kid somebody saying, don't talk about money because it's taboo. Nobody ever said that to me.
They just don't.
They just don't talk about it. We never learned it in school.
Like something private.
It was a very
Like
strange
relationship,
thing. I
yeah.
can't put my finger on it, to be honest. I can't say, all I remember, it was that we never spoke about it. It was just the unspoken word, for whatever reason it was. I don't know what it is. We never spoke about it in school. We never spoke about it at home. Again, I'm talking about financial education or financial literacy.
Yes.
We never spoke about it. And of course, when you grow up in that environment, are programmed that way.
yes.
Yeah, you remember our program,
Yeah,
right?
programmed,
So
yes.
we're all programmed that way. And your programming says to you that, hey, don't talk about money. What money? What money?
Exactly.
So you asked me what is financial education?
Yeah, or financial
So-
literacy you just
Yeah.
mentioned. I think we're getting closer.
True. I mean,
to
for me,
that,
financial
actually.
education is basically about helping people to be well informed about decisions that they can make in their life about money,
Exactly.
and encouraging people to be financially responsible.
And the free.
Free, yeah. I mean, free is obviously. Everybody's looking for freedom, right?
Because if you're not dependent, you're not in debt, you are in some kind of freedom. You can sleep better, you can have a better lifestyle, better mentality, better mental health, when you know that you don't have to pay that mortgage or liability in the end of the month,
Yeah.
and all the stress having a lack of money can put on you.
True. I mean, the thing is, paying mortgage to me is not stressful, to be honest, as long as I know why I'm paying what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
The bigger issue was, I felt like when I was growing up, it was like when you go into a dark hole and you don't know what's behind that, that dark tunnel. That for me was money. Money, the way I looked at money when I was growing up was, you go to work, you earn a living, get your paycheck, and then you spend your paycheck.
Shall we call it a rat race?
That's it. Yeah. Let's call it a rat race.
Yes.
Yeah, let's call it the rat race.
Rat
Exactly.
race,
So
exactly.
it's from paycheck to paycheck. And, I never thought about investing or doing anything with money. Money comes in, money goes out. Money comes in, money goes out. That was my relationship with money.
Exactly. Then financial education. How exactly this helps people people not to get the money and spend the money, get the money and spend the money. How exactly does financial education helps people not to be in the so-called rat race?
The thing is, I mean, and first of all, what is the rat race? We keep talking about the rat race. I mean, everybody's talking about the rat race, you know. So the rat race, basically, for me, is being stuck in a roller coaster, having to work for money for the rest of your life. That's, to me, that's because for a very long time, I thought the rat race was about people going to a job from 9 to 5. It has nothing to do with 9 to 5. People can actually earn a decent amount of money by going to a 9 to 5 job. Then it's not about how much money they earn. What I understood was, what do they do with that money? Because what I did for a very long time was 9 to 5 job, money coming in, money going out. And I was buying a lot of liabilities. I was buying stuff that I really did not need.
We're taking credits or debts we don't need to impress people we don't like with money we don't own sometimes. That happened with a lot of people.
True.
We know that very well from our society and from what's happening in our days.
So I think this is, we are talking about liabilities. Basically, people are buying liabilities which are actually taking money from our pocket.
Unfortunately, I can see that now we are being some kind of victims to a lot of these companies and these credit cards and these banks that are trying to burden you with a debt, but not the good kind of debt, the bad kind of debt that you buy liability with that debt or something you don't really need, like a new car. If you have a good, decent car, it's working properly, why to buy the brand new one?
True. And I did that for many, many times in my life, where I would go buy a new car. I'll go to the showroom, and I'll say, oh, it's only 1,000 dirhams a month. It's 4 years. That's okay. You know, I have a lot of time in my life. You know, that's how I was programmed.
Oh my God.
So I'd go to the showroom.
You've been a victim yourself.
Well, I wouldn't say a victim, because a victim means I've lost power. I think what I would say is I lacked awareness, financial education.
Understood.
That is what, and I wasn't a victim of any kind.
Thanks, God.
Thank God.
You know, no, I mean, again, I had my fair share of,
Slaps.
fraud, I would say.
Okay.
You know, because again, remember when I opened, I said, for me, the whole financial education piece is coming from a space of pain. So of pain of doing stuff. Like, if I look back now, I wish I knew back then what I know now about money. The decisions that I had made back then, I wouldn't have made. The financial world would have been completely different today. This is why financial education is so important, because it protects you from you.
I have this question always in my mind, because when we open social media, all these platforms, make money fast. How to make X amount of money fast. Is there such a thing of making money fast, or some certain sectors that you can make money fast? Or money, or making money is a skill and the compound effect of knowledge and understanding and practicing that you build over time, and you grow it when you understand from where the money will come, from where the money will go.
Yeah. No, I mean, money is definitely, and if you don't know what to do with that energy, it's going to disappear. To do with that energy, it's going to disappear sooner or later. And there's so many people out there who scam people. If somebody tells you that you're going to make money real quick, you have to run the other way.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to run the other way.
Exactly.
Because you have, again, if you're financially educated, you will be able to understand what is the underlying motive of that person. Again, for me, I experienced fraud where I had invested quite a lot of money in one of these platforms, you know, tell you, you're going to get rich quick. Then again, when you're not educated, guess what do?
You just
You jump.
flash it.
Exactly.
Flash.
So you say, what? I'm going to make money real quick? Ooh, so this is a shortcut. I don't need to work hard. I don't need to work smart anymore. You know what? Here you go. Here's the money. And then before you know, it's all gone.
It's a beaut.
Well, I think if digging a little bit deeper into what's been said, liabilities, also all this social media or people who are preaching that we can make money
Get
fast.
rich
I think
quick.
yes, I think we're tapping into something that is much more deeper than just the process of making money, and that is relationship between money and emotions, right?
Yes.
Now, when we talk about liabilities, you know, take a credit card.
Emotional spending sometimes.
Exactly. We want to show off. We want to feel someone. We want to feel somebody, right? The same for the catch of making money fast. In our head, what's happening, it's this emotional roller coaster. What is the relationship between money and emotion?
There is a big relationship between the two. I mean, two emotions that come to my mind is fear and greed. You know, when you don't know what you're doing, fear kicks in. For example, let's say you have some money and you want to invest. Don't know what is it that you're investing in. For example, these days a lot of people talk about crypto, right?
There's a lot of crypto on these platforms and tradings.
Cryptos and NFTs.
NFTs, cryptos, blockchain, and the entire digital space. So then, because you don't know, let's say if I don't know enough, if I don't have enough knowledge about blockchain and crypto and NFTs, I'll be scared to invest. So then guess what?
So that's fear.
So that's fear.
Exactly.
On the flip side comes in, I want to make a quick buck. Remember the get rich really quick schemes? Then I say, oh, my friend Adnan has done this, and he managed to make some money. So if he did it, I can do it. Then I jump on. That's greed. Greed, again, if you don't know what you're doing, and greed and the emotion, the most dominant emotion that you have is greed, you're going to make mistakes. When it comes to financial education, teaches you how to manage these two specific emotions.
Understood.
These are the two most dominant emotions, all of us actually.
So you also said that in your family, or when you're younger, money subject was not there in the family, right?
Yes.
Whereas when we grow up in colleges and universities, money is taught in numbers, law, and rules. A person who goes to an university and studies the subject, he studies a lot of mathematics,
Counting,
a lot of
stuff like that.
Physics,
spreadsheets,
chemistry,
physics,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Right. But how important is then to actually flip the side and instead of learning laws and rules and numbers versus emotion and behavior? Can a behavior, money, be actually a proper rule for financial education?
100%.
As in, if I behave, I behave that I have money. Can this be a more powerful actually than actually having the, let's say, triple zeros, 10 zeros, how many? 100 zeros in your account?
Well, the thing is, there are two sides to the coin. One is behaviors, right? How do people behave around money? And again, I can divide that into another two parts. So, if you're it's all about awareness. For example, for me, my financial education or literacy, my awareness was very low. So when you don't know what you don't know, you don't know how to react, right? So if you don't know that you need to save, you need to invest, you need to make money work for you, then you're never going to do it. So your behavior is you're not going to do it. So that's one side of the other side of the coin is you're aware. You're aware that you need to save money and you need to invest and you need to make money work for you. But you still never did it. Why? Because obviously of the way you are programmed, the way you think and the way you feel.
Your environment.
Your environment, the conditions,
The poor,
and the people around
the poor
you.
Gets
It's about the
poorer.
mindset,
Yes,
right?
The poor gets poorer,
Yeah.
the rich gets richer.
So-
Always.
Right? Yeah,
This is the fact.
It is indeed the fact, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes you know what to do, and what I notice is that a lot of the clients I work with, they know what to do with their money, but they don't do it. You know why? Because
Emotions.
they can go out and read a book, and now all of a sudden they've gathered a lot of information, but they don't actually do what they know they should do. And the reason is because people are actually programmed, so there has to be a paradigm shift. Your relationship with money, for example, if your relationship with money is indifferent, is for you to...
Source of all evil or
yeah,
whatever, yes.
I have a money mindset, Veronica has a money mindset, you have a money mindset.
Yes.
Money may mean something to Veronica, it may mean
Different
the
to
opposite
me,
for you.
yes.
So it all depends on what money means for you. If the way you think about money is aligned to the way you feel about money, then the things that you're going to do with money is going to be aligned, all three. But if the way I used to think about money is completely indifferent, then guess what? How am I going to feel? Indifferent. What am I going to do? Nothing.
And eventually, if
No
you
harm,
eventually-
no harm.
Eventually, if you want to
Yeah.
win the lottery, you're going to spend it all, and then the next day you're going to
Yes,
be even
and
more broken.
The
Then.
lottery is a very, very good example on how much financial education is important, because you see a lot of people that have never touched millions of dollars or dirhams or whatever, getting all this amount of money fast, spending it fast on liabilities, on cars, whatever, getting married, going to travel,
Vacations and stuff,
vacations
yeah.
and fancy stuffs. And 1 year later, you see that 80-90% of that money is all gone. So this is a big example on the rich people are not rich because of they are rich or because of some kind of luck, but because of the high earning skill that they have that is generating the money, and because of the knowledge they have. I've heard this saying before that if we took all this money in this world and we divide it equally on all the people on this earth, guess what? After a while, the money will go back to the rich people and the poor people will remain poor people after a while. Why? Because these people knows how to magnetize money, how to generate it. They are skilled enough to manage it also. While the poor people, you know better than me. If you give him an extra money, he will think how to spend it. By a rich guy, when you give him an extra money, he will think how to invest it, how to put it, how to divide it. And now it will come my big question. I really, not only me, all the people behind the screens, we all want to know how we can divide our money. Can you just give us like some kind of table or some kind of a way or a technique to divide our money, like 20% saving, how much we have to save, how much we have to spend? What can you give us as a plan that's really effective from your knowledge, something that it was like tested and proved true?
Well, I mean, that's financial advice.
I think it's a bit advanced.
You
but
don't give financial advice, because at the end of the day, what I do may be different from what you do or what Veronica would do. But what I would say is, so for me, it's all about how you think about money. That is what separates people who are successful, people who are not successful when it comes to money. It's all about how you think about money. Because I remember I used to have a friend of mine. Actually, no, there's another story. So one of my cousins, he had inherited a house from my aunt back in New York City. This is many years ago. I actually went to visit him. I saw the house. It was beautiful. Huge house. Then this cousin of mine, he was working as an IT. He was into IT, into networking, stuff like that. And he would work when his mother, my aunt, she was alive. He lived in DC, so he would go to work, I mean, just like everybody else. Then my aunt passed away, and he inherited the house. When he inherited the house, all of us in the family said to him, sell the house. You know, this house is really good. You know, you're going to get a lot of money. He said, no, I'm not going to sell it. And then most of the people in my family couldn't understand why he didn't do that. And then he stopped working. Stopped working not necessarily because he was out of a job. He stopped working because he didn't want to work anymore. And nobody in the family understood why he did that. Even I didn't understand it back then, because I was not financially literate. Everybody thought he was crazy. Everybody thought that he is wrong with him. And then, many years later, after I started to educate myself, I understood why my cousin actually
didn't sell the house.
Did not sell the house, and stopped working. I realized that he actually had the freedom that we were all craving for, which is what we were all hoping that we would one day get to. He already had it. But because he was financially educated, the decision that he took back then, today serves him good.
Oh, he's renting the house?
Of course he's
getting
renting the house. It's cash flow. He's getting every month thousands of dollars. And he's traveling the world. He's living his life. And in the family, everybody's wondering, it's like, what's wrong with this guy? Where is he getting the money from?
What's not wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
not wrong with this guy?
But the thing is, even I was in that particular, in that spot where I thought, well, what's wrong with you, man? You should get a job, because we are programmed to get a job.
So we've seen like kind of examples of people from different walk of lives, right? That brings me to a question: who exactly needs financial education?
Everybody. Personal finance, and especially money, should be taught in schools. Absolutely. Should be taught in schools, in colleges, universities. People go through their entire schooling life, their entire university life, and not know anything about money. And when they get to the real life, they don't know, and they earn a lot of money, they don't know what to do with that money. And then because if they're not financially educated, they make a lot of mistakes, which will obviously, they may not feel it at that moment, but years later, they would definitely feel the pinch of it, I would say. Yes. So everybody needs it, is the short answer. Really.
So I think the moment the baby is born nowadays, we will just bring a banner
Yeah.
or the books about financial education
Yeah.
from the
Start early. Start early.
I wish I started early.
Going back to your CASHFLOW club, talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Is this only for adults? Is it also for kids? Is it
No,
for
it's-
companies?
It's to be honest, it's for everybody right now. Right now, we don't have a specific program just for kids. Kids come and play along with us as well. It's amazing, actually. Kind of intimidates the adults when the kids play.
Really?
Because the kids learn so fast, so quick.
Imagine a 16-year-old boy getting
Yeah.
out of the rat race.
Can you imagine?
And you're like a 32 guy.
Yeah.
What's the youngest?
The youngest we've had, I
you
think, was
had in
8
your
years old. Yeah.
Eight years old.
8 to 9 years old was the youngest kid we've had, and that kid managed
Oh,
to get
wow.
out. And that,
I wanna be a billionaire.
And that kid came out of the rat race, and the adults around the table were like, what?
No.
Oh yes, absolutely, and kudos to that kid's father or mother for bringing him or her to CASHFLOW, because it's good to start them early. The younger, the better.
I would like to ask about some practices, and 3 books are a number of books. Do you think this is a must read for everybody, for the public, to gain the fundamentals of financial literacy? What do you recommend? Some books and also some practice that you can also recommend?
I think one of the first things people could do is basically to have a budget, to have a monthly budget so that people understand how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. So that is your income and your expenses. I would say most people don't even have, and that's the basic, right? So you got to know how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. So that's the first step. The second step is to start building assets, and then obviously you also manage your liabilities. If you have an income coming in, expenses going out, you may have some monthly cash flow that's left. It's a surplus amount of money. So the question is, what do you do with the money? You could be the janitor of a company, or you could be the CEO of a company. It doesn't matter how much money you earn. The question is, what do you do with the money that is left? So you could have someone who is earning, 5,000 dirhams or less a month, invest in assets, right, that give him or her cash flow, and who could actually be out of the rat race in real life, versus a CEO of a big multinational company who earns 100,000 or 200,000.
But also spending because maybe his liabilities are also high.
True.
He wants to buy a yacht.
Yep.
He wants to buy a bigger house.
Doodads. We call that doodads. Yeah,
Yes.
those are the famous doodads.
Yes.
Yes.
You invite friends, parties,
You
for
go on vacation, you parties.
The salary is going high, the liabilities are going high, and the expenses. And
Yeah, so I think everybody should have a monthly budget, should have a financial statement actually. Because when you go to a bank and let's say you're starting a business and you need funds, you want to take a loan from the bank. The bank is not interested in your academic qualifications. All they're interested in is where's your financial statement. Why? Because they want to see your income, they want to see your expenses, they want to see the assets that you currently have.
see how you manage it.
Exactly. Are you a good money manager or not for you personally, right? How much liabilities do you have? They will assess the risk you are to the bank, or they'll look at your assets to check how much collateral you have. Again, it's all risk management, right? So if everybody can have a budget to start with, I think that's the first step. So the second step, what I would recommend is basically to educate yourself. And again, before you even think about money, books are, before you even talk about books about money, I think people should actually study themselves first, because if you don't know you, if you don't really understand yourself, how are you going to manage money anyway? That's the second step. But you need to know you first. A lot of people don't know who they are.
I've seen people that are in the two extremes, whether they are spending so much money, paycheck to paycheck, or even sometimes exceeding that. And also, I've seen people that are going minimalists. I don't know if some people, I would label them also stingy, like zero spending. They even don't want to spend on their look. They are just putting the money, accumulating it, in a hope maybe for some investment or to buy something. So do you believe that a person in the young age should go a bit as a minimalist and be a bit hard on himself? Or you think that there should be some kind of equilibrium, like you should have some saving, you should have a bit of investment and at the same time enjoying life? Or you think that enjoying life will come at a later age, will come at the 30s, on your 20s, work hard, be hard on yourself, keep it tight, and you will get rewarded later?
It depends. It depends on everyone's personal circumstances. It depends on everyone's personal goals, because again, my financial goals could be very different from yours, right?
Exactly, but also the age factor will play.
100%. But the thing is, it's good to teach kids from a very young age before you even teach them about money. I think it's really amazing when you really understand how your mind works, because it's all about how your mind works. It's all about how you think and how you look at life. Once you understand that, because once you understand the way you think and the way you feel and the way and the things that and the behaviors that you have, money is a part of that entire mix at the moment, to be honest. What I would say, I can't give you financial advice, to be honest. I can't tell you what people should do with it.
I totally understand, because you have to study a lot of things in order to give the proper advice, because we can't generalize something to everybody.
Yeah, and I think what you're trying to emphasize basically is we're going back to the emotions, to the behavior, because if you don't know yourself as and how you react to certain, I can earn $1 million today and then tomorrow spending in a fraction of a second.
In a heartbeat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking also about the famous quote, time is money. We all have 24 hours in a day. Sometimes you see a lot of people they're saying, no, I have a full-time job, I don't have time, an extra time to make a side business or a hustle and things like this. What is it this quote that wants to say time is money? I have 24 hours, Adnan has 24 hours, you, Ahmed, have 24 hours. How do we get some time from the same 24 hours put aside to actually work on something that will bring us passive income? In the cash flow, people also
try to build
their...
I think for me, time is money is, it's like a metaphor, right, for freedom. That's what it is, because at the end of the day, you could go to a job and trade time for money, or you could take your money and make money work for you. which in turn gives you the freedom to do whatever it is that you like to do. For instance, if you like to travel around the world, but you have a 9-to-5 job, you can't just pack up and leave, right? Why? Because you are trading time for money, as far as your job is concerned, in order to pay for that vacation. So, but if you make your money work for you, that buys you freedom, because all of a sudden you are not working, you are not trading time for money anymore. So when somebody says to you time is money, what they're actually saying is that it's freedom. And that's the freedom that everybody wants. Because when people say, I want to be financially free, in essence, what they're saying is, I want to be able to do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, at any given time.
Yes.
Without,
and ultimately at any cost.
At any cost, exactly. Well, any cost is another question, yeah.
Yes, but just not having to wake up every day and going to the office, dragging yourself to a soul-killing job that you do not like. This is, for me, this is the biggest flex ever.
Most people actually go to a job that they hate, right?
Yes.
Or that they don't like, or that they don't enjoy. So then I wonder, so why are you doing that? Oh, because I want to earn money. And then what do you do with that money? Most people
You just
spend it on
spending
liabilities
it
and do that.
to recover from
Yeah.
the job and then getting
So
back.
it's like a vicious cycle.
Yes.
And why? Because people are programmed that way. Now, somebody who is programmed to earn 100,000 dirhams a year is not going to function. Is not going to do the stuff that somebody who is programmed to earn 500,000 dirhams a month. The behaviors are completely different. Now, somebody who's programmed to earn 500,000 dirhams a year, even if in 1 year they earn 100,000 for whatever reason it may be, they will come back sooner or later, to earning the 500,000 again, because they're programmed that way. You know what I mean? So people need to change their programming, their internal GPS, which will help them to get the freedom that they're looking for.
Mr. Ahmed, as I know, you are a fan of working smart and not working hard. As I know also that the harder a person work, the luckier he can get. Do you agree with that? And do you agree that if a person called 100 clients and pushed himself to a high limit, that I will do my best today, I will work myself to sleep, then I will do the same thing tomorrow and after tomorrow. Do you believe that this thing is really gonna help to make more money? Is working hard and pushing yourself to a new border, to a new limit, putting extra effort than the other, being the hardest worker in the room and outworking your colleagues, can really put you higher in life and can really push you to achieve more?
So let me rephrase the first bit that you said, is that I don't believe in hard work. I do believe in hard work.
I said you believe more in smart work.
I agree with you. The thing is, you gotta work smart and you gotta work hard. You can't. I mean, it's not about how many hours and how many clients you meet. The question could be, what type of clients are you meeting? What kind of quality of clients are you actually talking to? It's not the quantity per se; it's the quality of the people that you're working with, and it's the quality. You have. The thing is, well, first of all, you got to have a clear goal. Most people don't even have clear goals. Written down goals, right? Most people don't even have that written down goal. Second is, you have to take massive action, which is you got to work hard, but you got to work smart at the same time. For instance, there is a book, you asked me about books. There's a book called U Square. U Square. So this book, it's a very small book, not that many pages, but it is incredible. So this is about quantum leaps. It's quantum leaps. To be really successful, you really sometimes don't need to work hard. I'll give an example. If you read this book, I think the first chapter, there's a story which I really love. The story is about a fly
that hits the window.
Yeah, you know that.
I heard it in one of your speeches.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. Do you remember that then? Do you remember that story?
So the fly
wants
to get out of the room, so it keeps hitting the window again and again and again. And I will say something else also. I will add to it that it helped you to recover from a big loss that you had.
So I remember, if I paraphrase the story. I don't know if Veronica heard it.
I haven't heard it.
So this is based on a real story, and I really like the story. So there was this guy. He was sitting in a hotel, similar to this, and there was a window behind him, and then the window was slightly open, and there was a fly, small little fly, and this fly was hitting the window pane a lot, and was struggling, wants to get up, but it cannot get up. And then this guy's been looking at that fly, thinking, what's wrong with this fly? If this fly just went 10 seconds that way, he could actually get out easily. But he was trying to work so hard, and even to the extent of death, the fly. So the moral of the story is sometimes we act like that fly. We tend to really work hard. We meet 100 clients, and we work so hard, but we still don't close. We still don't get the results that we want. Why? So, similar to that fly, maybe we change the way we look at whatever situation we're looking and change our approach. We could be like that fly, and we could actually save ourselves and get out of that window successfully.
Just go to a different direction. Try to do
Yeah,
your thing.
just change it. If sometimes in life, you're trying to do something and you're working hard and you're trying, but nothing is working, maybe you're acting like that fly. Maybe you just need to change your approach. So what I believe in is you got to work smart, but you got to work hard at the same time. So I definitely believe in both.
It's the time for the signature question.
A beautiful, beautiful story, which brings us at the end not only into learnings from everything that we exchanged today, but if you think about your financial education that you've started, how many
life
years
experiences.
life experience, what would be the ultimate advice to people
To make them wiser.
to make them
Yes.
wiser, obviously related to the financial education?
Yeah.
If we will look to the cam right now and the people behind the screen, what do you want to tell them how they can be wiser?
About money, you mean?
About money.
Everything, from your life
About the
experiences.
financial
Yes, mainly
education.
in that domain.
What I would say is think about what you really want to do in your life. I think that's the first thing. I think, what do you really, really, really,
Direction.
really want? Yes. Because unless you know what is it that you really, really, really want out of your life, you're never going to get it because you'll be drifting around. So, have a clear goal. And a goal that you've never done before. A goal that scares you, a goal that excites you, a goal that really gets you out of bed every day. If you have that and you not just think about it, but if you emotionalize it, if you internalize it, that is really going to get you going. So that's the first. Second is you got to study you, because a lot of people go to college, go to universities, read a lot of books about a lot of different things in life, but they really don't know themselves. And unless you know who you are, you will not be able to manage this person that you are in a more effective way. And then the third thing is you got to educate yourself. We're talking about money today, talking about financial education. So the question is, what is your relationship with money? If you don't have enough knowledge about money and you want to improve your financial education, come and play with us. Cash flow is a game, and I love it because people, adults, especially adults and kids, they learn by doing. When people play the cash flow, we help people close the gap between what they know and what they do. So come and play the game. I think it'll be good for you. I think it will teach you things that you probably...
You lacked in your life.
Yeah,
Exactly,
absolutely.
yeah.
So that's what I would say. Those are the three key things that I would say.
Ahmed, thank you very
Thank you
much
so much for the very
for this
fruitful
beautiful,
interview
beautiful,
today.
beautiful insights.
Yeah.
Mind shifting, behavior, education, and settling a goal is definitely what is going to help you to achieve your financial success. Thank you very much, Adnan, Ahmed.
Thank you.
And
It was
I
amazing
would
to
say,
have you today.
let's be a billionaire.
Yes, let's make it.
Thank you.
Yes.
you.
Like,
Like and follow and subscribe to our
Yes.
channel. Let us know, and let us know actually where are you with the financial education.
yes.
Maybe we can recommend and we can reach out to you for
Yes.
recommendation, Ahmed.
Absolutely. Cashflow Club Dubai. You can find us on Meetup. Yeah, we'll look forward to see you soon.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you, guys. That was fun.